You ever look around and say, wow, this has been a crazy year, and we haven't even made it through the first month? Seriously, it looks like this is gonna be a really messy year. There's rumors going around that because of Kevin Hart suing Tasha K for allegedly lying about him, it's caused some problems with his wife Aniko. Savvy internet sleuths have even looked at recent pictures of him and determined that he wasn't wearing his wedding ring. Are Kevin Hart and Aniko Hart separated? There's a whole mess and a lawsuit involved, so let's dive in. Kevin Hart seems to be really going through it right now. Tasha K allegedly blackmailed him to prevent her leaking a huge story about him that involved everything from him cheating on his wife to having a gambling addiction and possibly even setting up his ex-best friend for blackmailing him with a tape a few years back. And he fired back with a lawsuit that exposed her treacherous ways, which I'll get to in a minute. But it looks like Tasha K's story has been causing him problems in more ways than one because Media Takeout has reported that he's going out to movie premieres without his wife and without his ring. On January 8th, Kevin hit the red carpet for the premiere of his new Netflix movie Lift, but it was pretty noticeable that Aniko wasn't by his side. He was wearing this custom brown suit, which, let's talk about that for a minute. Who the heck is dressing Kevin Hart? I'm sure that suit was comfortable, but it's definitely not a red carpet movie premiere look. It looks like a melted Hershey bar with pockets and a belt, and I personally wouldn't be caught dead in it. I don't even know if he wore a shirt under that jacket because there aren't any pictures of him without it on. And he's the only member of the cast that didn't know how to dress. See, everybody else knew how to do it, but Kevin. He sticks out like a sore thumb in that ugly suit in the group photo. Anyway, he did have on some notable jewelry in the form of a Audemars Piguet gold watch, but the thing that really stood out was the fact that he wasn't wearing his wedding ring. There's no way this was an accident or some sort of coincidence either. Kevin Hart always wears his wedding ring, and he was hyper aware of his hands in photos, either putting his hand in his pocket or folding his hands. Now, okay, maybe he just randomly started fidgeting with his hands in front of the cameras, but to me that seems pretty out of character. Kevin Hart keeps his composure in front of people for the most part. The simplest explanation is often the right one, like Occam's razor, and in this instance, the simplest explanation is that Kevin Hart wasn't wearing his wedding ring, so he was trying to hide his hands. So what did Tasha K do? Well, she released a trailer of an interview that she did with Kevin's former assistant. It alleges that Kevin cheated on Aniko and had a baby with someone else, that he had a huge gambling problem, and more.
Was with the first baby,
Correct.
the one in Vegas.
Yes.
So these other scandals,
It's another one in the office.
she pregnant again.
Correct. With her second
And
baby.
he's still leaving semen stains all over the couch at the
Yes.
Heartbeat Studio.
Correct.
And showering and then going home like.
This assistant claims that she told Aniko about the cheating, but that Aniko blew her off.
Aniko, like Kevin is cheating on you with a girl named Mick Snorgan. She's his flight attendant. She's on his planes.
She also said that Kevin Hart's alleged gambling addiction had gotten so bad that he was struggling to pay off his staff at times.
Have a gambling problem or something?
His game is poker.
He gambled y'all money away and had to pay y'all half checks?
Yes. Well, exactly. It was Leland. Leland was messing with our money.
That was a lot of information, but that wasn't even all of it. That was just the teaser for the story, which means she probably has something else. And the thing is, if it is a lie, it wasn't hard for a lot of us to believe because Kevin Hart has cheated multiple times in the past. And even Aniko knows it because he cheated on his first wife with her. But then in 2017, he cheated on Aniko while she was pregnant with his baby. And we know that because a tape was used against him as blackmail, allegedly. There was a whole investigation and his best friend JT Jackson was implicated and eventually cleared of the crime. When that came out, he put out this apology video.
I'm at a place in my life where I feel like I have a target on my back, and because of that, I should make smart decisions. And recently, I didn't. I'm not perfect. I'm not going to sit up here and say that I am or claim to be in any way, shape, or form. And I made a bad error in judgment and put myself in an environment where only bad things can happen, and they did. And in doing that, I know that I'm going to hurt the people closest to me, who I've talked to and apologized to, being my wife and my kids. And I just, it's a moment. It's a shitty moment.
So it's not like it's hard for us to believe that he went off and cheated on Aniko again, right? But Kevin fired back at Tasha K with a lawsuit stating that Tasha K had asked him to pay her $250,000 to kill the story before she released information that could potentially end his whole career. Instead of paying her the proposed amount, he got his lawyers to send a cease and desist letter, and then she released that teaser trailer. Kevin and his legal team say that trailer was used as a way to extort him and that it was a threat. Furthermore, that assistant in the trailer, she signed an NDA. So the fact that she ran to Tasha K with information puts her in breach of contract. The assistant is getting sued for defamation, extortion, invasion of privacy, and breach of contract. Tasha is getting sued for extortion, invasion of privacy, and intentional interference with contractual relations. Kevin's team also made it a point to talk about Tasha's messy past. Tasha K has an established history of posting defamatory and otherwise improper content regarding celebrities. And it mentions that Tasha got sued by Cardi B for defamation and was ordered to pay Cardi $4 million because she was saying things like that Cardi had been engaging in prostitution and had STDs, among other things. Here's the thing though, apparently Aniko was standing by her man when this news first broke. An insider said that Aniko was the major reason that Kevin sued Tasha K and that she encouraged him to do it because she thought Tasha was just spreading lies and trying to destroy their marriage just to get a buck. She wanted Tasha to get her comeuppance. So how did we get from that vengeful mindset to Aniko and Kevin possibly being separated? Well, I hate to be Captain Obvious here, but one of the most conspicuous reasons could be that Aniko started looking into the claims made by Hart's former assistant and Tasha K, and she found some truth in them. I can only imagine being her and finding out that after being so loyal to her man through everything and dismissing that assistant when she came to her and told her about that flight attendant, how heartbreaking it would be if he really was messing around yet again and how ticked off she'd be. Now, if you've been paying attention, Cat Williams just went on Club Shay Shay and did an interview that tore apart all sorts of people in the industry, and Kevin Hart was one of them. And to hear Cat tell it, maybe Kevin is getting some karma. First off, Cat says his career didn't go down the way we were told it did. Does that mean that Kevin Hart got some sort of a leg up in the industry? How does someone's entire career get deep-faked?
Without ever being in the same building with me at the same time. If I go in the building, he walk out. You've never seen us in the same building ever in 25 years. Like, it's like that. Why? Why?
Yes.
Because I'm really the product. It's not what you think. I am never under the influence of anything. I'm always in my right mind. I'm always a physical specimen. And when you see me, I'm much, much bigger than you had thought.
It's pretty insane to think that any comedian would walk away from a comedy legend like Cat Williams. But he'd also think that given their career time periods overlapped and they're both black men in the industry, they'd at least talk. So to hear that they haven't been in the same room with each other over the past 25 years is mind-blowing. But then that double whammy that it's because Kevin Hart isn't legit is like a 1-2 punch in the gut. We all hear about things that people do to make it in Hollywood. People talk about celebrities selling their souls to gain fame and fortune all the time. And every now and then we get little glimpses into how bad it is, like the recent release of tons of celebrity names in the Jeffrey Epstein documents. And without saying it, Cat Williams is saying that Kevin Hart played the industry's game to get to where he is. That he just sort of showed up one day without ever working the stand-up circuit and putting in the work to build up his name and career. I did some digging and that actually checks out. Check out this BET article from July 2023 about T.I. making his comedy debut on the Comic View reboot. The exciting milestone will be part of Kevin Hart's upcoming Comic View reboot. And apparently with Comedy View, everyone gets a standing O so that nobody's feelings get hurt.
Comic View did a couple of disservices to comedy as well. So there were people like me that were out there getting 2 and 3 standing ovations in one set. And that wasn't good for television. So what they did was they started making everybody get a standing ovation. So they would tell the audience, when they get off stage, everybody get up and cheer. And so now the fact that I'm the only one out there going to get standing ovations is now making people think everybody get a standing ovation.
So let's just say that Kevin Hart and some of the projects he's involved with and the way he's changing the industry doesn't sit right with other comedians in the same industry. He's not only gatekeeping and giving certain people a leg up and an easy ride, he's trying to change the industry and not for the better. But beyond that, Cat says he's a hypocrite.
Kevin told you he wasn't gonna wear no dress until they offered him the dress, and then he put it on. And what did he say after he wore it? I made my own decision, duh. But you didn't make it before they brought it up, did you? It's okay, all right.
I just think that maybe if Kevin really did play Hollywood's game and step over other people on his way to get to where he is, maybe it's coming back to bite him. Now here's what other people had to say about the situation. Kevin Hart really a dirty little man, but I can't feel bad for Aniko. You lose him how you get him. That's her karma for messing with a married man. The way Hollywood play in our face so much, I wouldn't be surprised if Kevin's team hired Tasha K to sit down with the assistant to stir up drama in the press in order to draw attention to him for his new movie on Netflix because he couldn't do promo for it during the strike. And Kevin better tread lightly before Kat books Emu for his tour. But now I want to hear what y'all think. Did Aniko leave because Kevin keeps cheating on her and she got fed up with it? Do you think she'd only leave if there were an even bigger issue that we don't even know about yet? And what do you think about all that tea that Cat Williams spilled about Kevin Hart? Sound off in the comments, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.